The purpose of this demonstration or tutorial is to show you how you can, once you're connected with a student, bring up a previous session. And this would be helpful if you were helping a student and some time went by, you accomplished some things, and the session timed out, as it does sometimes. So I've got three different browsers open. This is my Google Chrome Incognito. This is Firefox. I haven't logged on there yet, but I'm at the website. And this is the student one. Okay, so this is the student one that's going to log on and trying to connect with the tutor. So maybe I'll just click on, so choose a tutor and connect. And here we go. Okay, so you can see the tutor. I'm going to move the student one off for a little bit. The tutor is going to connect with the student. Here we go. And of course, if you haven't seen this before, this is what the student looks like. They get the pop-up to select audio or not right away. The tutor doesn't see that, of course, unless they click on this object. So I'm just going to do no audio for now. So this is part of the question. Perhaps the student, started to retype this question that they didn't quite end with. So you can see that there in the green text. So, and of course, the tutor sees this, and of course, we could have some text chat going here, but let's say that the student came back and said, we didn't get to finish, so let's finish, and the student often would think that they have to start over again. So that's why they have part of the question up. So here's the tutor going into another browser. Okay, so Firefox, I'm logged on as edu demo 6, and so I'm going to log in. Now, the tutor can't be logged into two whiteboards at the same time. So notice if I click on to go to my whiteboard, you get this message. Oh, see, I'm trying to log on two different whiteboards. So I'm going to go back because if I did that, then I'd have to either stay on this one, log into that one, or vice versa, one or the other. So, but the tutor can. I'm not at my whiteboard yet in this second browser in Firefox. If I go into My Stuff, and so let's go into Save Chats, and you go and find the chat. And of course, it would normally be the very last one, but let's say it's this one right here. Okay, so we're going to click on that. And when the tutor clicks on Load Chat End State, it brings up so we're going to a whiteboard, so that's why we get this message. Do you want to go back to Chrome or do you want to stay here? So if I go to yes, continue here, so notice I get logged out of Chrome. Okay, so let's just minimize Chrome. We don't need it anymore. And so and of course, this is what the student's seeing. They do get the pop-up again. It's kind of like they've connected with the tutor again for the first time. So, and of course, they could click on no audio. Now, notice it looks odd. The questions kind of disappeared, and I'll show you what's going on with that. So if they go to, it's kind of like they're not even on the first whiteboard, it just says whiteboard here. If they go to number 1, notice it's bringing up exactly the same thing as what the tutor sees, all the work that was done. And of course, for both of them, there is a second whiteboard. There were two whiteboards in this session that was done, and of course, the student could see the same thing. Okay, and of course, you could continue the session, finish off whatever you're doing. But that's how a tutor can bring up a saved session. Just use that load chat end state in another browser. And I want to show you something. So I'm going to end here the session. What's kind of somewhat interesting here. So I'm just going to call it test session, and I'll save it. Of course, I'll skip the student. Now, if the student goes and looks at this saved session, something that's a bit interesting, I'll just play it here. And I think I went into the wrong one here. Just a moment. Should be this one here. See, I'm expecting to see the green text up here, and I'm really not sure why I'm not seeing it. Okay, so uh, I expected the green text that the student had to be there. You see, the student had a whiteboard, and the whiteboard, you don't get to see it in the session, but I expected the green text to be there. But there's, of course, the two whiteboards that the tutor brought up. So let's minimize this, and yeah, let me just finish this. Okay, this is the tutor's sort question report. So this should be the one here. Oh, okay. So I don't know why the student text didn't stay there, but the tutor's does. And of course, as soon as we go far enough into it to the point in time where the tutor brought the save whiteboard, go far enough, we'll see there we go, the second and the third one. Okay, so they're all there. Interestingly, though, that the tutor doesn't get to see that first whiteboard when they bring up the two save ones. And of course, that normally wouldn't be an issue because we're just bringing up what we need anyway. Okay, so but that's how it works anyway. For a tutor to bring up a save session, and of course, if you go back to your whiteboard, just like you're gonna go help with another student, and it's blank. Okay, so that's pretty much it. How a tutor can bring up a saved whiteboard group. That so they can continue working with the student. And of course, but it has to be the same tutor, of course. If the student went to a different tutor, the tutor they're with next wouldn't have that ability because they wouldn't be able to access that same whiteboard. It has to be with the same tutor. And that's the end of the tutorial.